Good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to Unlock the Future with AI, brought to you by Akili AI. Before we proceed to this week's episode, I want us to watch a recap of the last episode.
Conventional software, you tell it exactly what you want it to do, and you have to tell it precisely what you want it to do. AI has been around since, more or less the end of the Second World War. And really a couple of things have happened. So we had a big wave of AI in the 1980s, and that's when I started doing my original work on AI. And then it kind of went quiet, and then it's exploded again in the last few years. So AI has the potential of being able to augment the people who are already there and enable those people to operate at a level which is beyond their normal training.
We had an exciting time with the great technologist and entrepreneur, Simon Bransfield-Garth, and we are honored to host him again this day. Here in Kenya, we say karibu, which means welcome. Welcome to the show. We got a lot of reviews, some comments, especially as far as AI and banking is concerned. Now, I feel like, what are some of the capabilities that that you feel AI has in enhancing the banking sector compared to how we do our regular banking?
Yeah, so I think, as we touched on last time, really this new generation of AI is going to be another transformation in banking. So we've had a transformation around the internet, we had a transformation around smartphones, and this one's going to be the next one. So most banks have done a degree of digital transformation.
Yes.
So you have online banking and so on and so forth. But there are a whole number of tasks that humans find easy, but software finds really difficult. So for example, doing a customer service representative, that's something that's difficult to automate under normal circumstances. What this new generation AI is doing is enabling technology to do many of these, frankly, relatively straightforward and often relatively mundane tasks. So whether that's just answering customer queries, whether that's checking that an application form has been filled out correctly, whatever it may be. So what the AI will do is it will allow a lot of processes which are currently manual to be automated. And from a customer point of view, what that means is that things that might take weeks today can be done in minutes. Yeah. So opening a bank account, you don't have to wait days and days for your bank account to be opened. You can get it more or less instantly. So that's really what we're looking to, is to improve the quality of service for the customer by automating a number of tasks using AI.
Yes. Now, talking about the capabilities of AI, I know for anyone who is used to, doing things in a regular way, especially in the banking sector, I can almost bet with you, there are people who are fearing AI is coming to replace our regular jobs. What can you say about that? Should the people expect AI to replace the regular banking, or is it coming to enhance?
Yeah, so I think, truthfully, that's one of the open questions. But whenever we've had a technology transformation in the past, the net effect is that jobs change, but generally jobs don't disappear.
Yes.
And so what I expect to see in AI, and actually this has been borne out over the last couple of years, is that AI adds to capability. And what it means is that people's jobs alter where they're doing fewer of the tedious, mundane tasks, and they're spending more time working on the higher value add tasks. So overall, yes, I expect jobs will change, but I'm not expecting great numbers of jobs, the total number of jobs to change substantially.
Yes. Just like in the late 1990s, or let me say the 90s, when the advent of the internet began, and we noticed a huge productivity, especially in the workplace and even in the banking sector. What can you say with regards to AI? Will it give a new experience, advent of growth, advent of productivity for new customers, or do you think they'll go hand in hand? Because we already have our regular banking, and most people are okay with it, especially in the rural areas. The modern communities tend to thrive on AI, but for the rural areas, they really don't mind. They're okay with doing banking as it is.
Yeah, so I think two things will happen. So anybody that's familiar with conventional banks can point to half a dozen things that aren't done as well as you might like, right?
Yes.
You have to go and visit a branch to do things. You have to fill out paper forms. You have to get certified copies of documents.
Yes,
these sorts of things. So those are all barriers to adoption for banking that we just simply want to eliminate as far as we possibly can. Then you have things like a call center where you call your call center. It takes 5 minutes to get through to somebody.
Yes.
Right? So if you can have an automated tool which will answer the majority of questions, then you get support immediately going forwards. But actually AI can do other things as well. So AI is capable of talking in multiple languages.
Yes.
And so while it's not viable to have a call center that can speak all the local languages that you might have, in due course, AI can do that.
Yeah.
And so what we can do is to expand the capability of the bank out to as many people as possible.
So where do you see the future of banking 5 years from now, in your opinion?
Well, fundamentally, it'll be the same, right? It still will be doing the things that banking does, but hopefully it should be doing it much more effectively and much more cleanly as far as the customer is concerned. So what we want to do is, if somebody's getting a loan, we want to make the process simpler.
Yes.
If somebody's opening a new account, we want the process to be simpler. If somebody wants support, we want it to be simpler. So really just trying to improve the customer experience right the way through.
So if I was a leader in a bank, assuming a manager, maybe I'm heading a certain section, especially like you've mentioned, loan department, what should I do as a leader to prepare for the advent of AI? What should I put in place to understand the do I need to be deep in understanding the fundamentals of AI so that I can be able to embrace and also apply it in the 5 years that you just mentioned?
So, I mean, AI is an interesting thing because it doesn't just sit in one silo in the banks. It will operate across the entire organization.
Sure.
As somebody in a bank, you don't need to understand AI itself. You need to understand what it does. And so one of the big transformations is whenever you get a technology transformation, you have an organizational transformation that comes with it. And so the bank will need to adjust to adapt to the new way of working, which AI will enable. And so somebody who's running a department, be it a credit department or customer care department or compliance department or whatever, should be thinking about where AI can add value. And how the organization needs to adjust to accommodate that new AI.
Wow, sounds very, very interesting. AI keeps evolving daily. Myself, I use AI. I mean, both in my productive work, research, and it's almost like on a daily basis, there's a new tool, a new strategy. With the new advent, and especially in our country, they recently launched the AI strategy. Do you think, as citizens of our nation, for example, or even our government, do you think we'll be able to keep up?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think that there's two components to this. So there's the headline AI that you hear about, these large companies who've had billions of dollars in them making underlying technology.
Yes.
But underlying technology of itself is useless, right? It's when you put the underlying technology to practical use that it really adds value. And I think that's really where the focus needs to be. There are many, many different AI models. Frankly, they're all broadly similar.
Yes.
But the way that you use those models to integrate with the systems that are in the bank, the existing data, putting in place the privacy and governance and so on that's necessary for those, that's really where the value add comes. So if you think about the internet, the people who made the money were not the people who put the fiber optic cables under the sea.
Yes.
It was the supermarket that had the online purchasing stuff. It was Amazon or whoever. And so really it's the use of AI to enhance the existing business that you've got. That's where the value add is. Yes. And the more rapidly countries do that, the more rapidly they will get the benefit from that.
Yes. So maybe in ending today's episode, I want you to do something that maybe you didn't prepare for. Maybe if you look into your camera and just tell the manager who's not, or bank leader, or even just anyone in a top organ in their organization, that I've heard about what you said as Simon, and I love what you're saying. I'm excited about what AI is doing, but I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not really sure whether it's the direction I want our school to go, our bank to go, our church to go. What is that one thing you can tell me to not really change my mind, but to encourage me to turn in that direction?
So what I would say is everybody else is going there. So, you've got a choice. You can either stay where you are or you can move with the flow. It's a bit like saying the internet is coming. Do you want to adopt it or do you want to ignore it? Right?
Yes.
So I think AI is coming. And the sooner you get engaged with it, the sooner you figure out where it's going to add value in your organization, the better prepared you will be, both for your own organization and competitively in relation to other people.
Yes. Wow. It's always an honor to host and have a podcast with you. I know the more we keep delving in this, we'll keep growing and learning. And Akili AI, I know, is spearheading such a huge and unique campaign with changing our mindset, especially with the finance and banking sector, not just with banks, but even individuals. And I know today's episode has really made us grow, right?
Very good. It's been a pleasure as ever. Thank you.
Always, always. And so viewers, I want to encourage you to like this episode, share this episode, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on the app, also remember to share. And let's share this episode with as many friends, as many colleagues as you can, because as you heard Simon say, AI is here to stay. And until we meet next time, see you as you continue to unlock the future with AI.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who are passionate about the future of business and technology in Africa. See you next time.